Hello, welcome back to Pilates with Brooke. I have a beginner's class planned for you. So if you are new to Pilates, this is a perfect class for you. If you just need a little bit of a refresher, it'll work for you as well. Listen to your body and have an awesome workout. We're going to begin the workout on our hands and knees. Your hands will be directly below the shoulders, your knees directly below the hips. Your toenails pressed firmly into the ground. You're going to inhale here with a nice long spine. And then exhale, I want you to tuck the tailbone and scoop the belly button in, and then tuck the chin in towards the chest, really rounding the spine up towards the sky. And then on that inhale, you're going to let the tailbone begin lifting, the belly button lower, and the head lift up out of those shoulders. So really opening into the chest and arching into the spine. Think of the back of the head and the tailbone trying to come together. On that exhale, begin tucking the tailbone, scooping the belly button in, tucking the chin in, and rounding the spine up towards the ceiling. And again, lifting the tailbone up, letting the head lift up out of the shoulders and pull the shoulders down the back, arching through that spine. And then come back to find that middle ground, that nice neutral pelvis. Walk your hands just about a hand width forward, and then press your hips back towards the heels to find your child's pose or your resting pose. Take an inhale for me here. Exhale, shift yourself forward and come to find a knee plank. Okay, so the hands are still directly below the shoulders, but because they're tucked forward a little bit more, you're in a little bit more of a straight line between the shoulders, the hips, and the knees. I want you to think of tucking that tailbone. So really making certain that you're not shifted here. You want to press the pelvis forward and then squeeze into the glutes and then hug the abdominals in tight, drawing the rib cage and the pelvis closer together in that front body. The shoulders pull away from the ears. You're now going to bend the elbows just a little bit, bringing the elbows in towards the rib cage. So make sure they don't open out to the side. Hugging them in tight, and then you're going to straighten the arms back up, and then gently press yourself back into your child's pose. Take another inhale here. Exhale, shift forward and find that knee plank again, hugging the abdominals in tight. Inhale, bend the elbows just a little bit. Exhale, straighten the arms. Inhale, press back to child's pose. 2 more times here. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, shift forward. Find that knee plank, tuck the tailbone, hug the abdominals in. Inhale, bend the elbows. See if you can get a little deeper in that push-up. Exhale, straighten the arms. And then inhale, press the hips back to the heels. Exhale here. Take another inhale. Exhale, shift forward. Last one. Inhale, bend the elbows in towards the rib cage. Hug them in tight. Exhale, push yourself up. And then inhale, press yourself back. Let the forehead rest. Slide the hands down the mat towards your feet. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Good. Now bring those hands over the hips. Palms together like you're clapping, and interlace the fingers. If you are unable to interlace those fingers or even touch the hands together, you can always use a towel in between those hands. From here, I want you to really tuck your chin in. So you're trying to get the crown of the head onto the mat. Reach the arms up towards the sky, either with those fingers interlaced or holding that towel. Roll the shoulders down the back, so away from the ears, elongating into the back of the neck, and then just reach the arms up a little bit higher. Beautiful. And then let those hands come back down. Place your fingertips by your knees. Lift your head and chest up, and let's spin our legs around to come to a seated position lengthwise on your mat. We're going to extend the legs out. I want your knees to have just a slight bend to begin with. Your feet are flexed. You're sitting tall right over your sit bones, okay? So the bony part of your bum is dug into the ground. Stacking the vertebrae tall, I want you to pull the lower abdominal area into the spine and then think of lifting it up towards the rib cage. So you're finding a hollowing out of the belly. If you are new to Pilates and those muscles are not used to being fired, it's going to take a little while before you feel that, but I want you just to visualize That area right below the belly button, drawing in and then lifting up. And then think of a girdle tightening around the waistline so that you're squeezing everything into the midline of the body. Then you're going to extend your arms out. Sitting tall, I want you to inhale, take your right arm, open it towards the back of your mat. Pull the tummy in and up, pull the shoulders down the back. And then exhale, bring it back through center. And now the left arm, inhale, open. That right arm is reaching forward, the left arm is reaching back, the belly button pulls in and up, and then exhale, back through center. Make certain you're not shifting your pelvis when you do this. Again, inhale tall. Exhale to prepare. Inhale, right arm opens, reaching it back, pull the tummy in and up. Make sure you don't lean back. You want to be tall, and then exhale, come back through center. So the left, inhale, reach, pull the tummy in and up, squeezing into the upper back, and then back through center. One more time each side. Inhale, right, shoulders down the back, exhale, center. Last one here, inhale, and exhale, center. Relax the arms down, extend the legs out now. So if the hamstrings are tight, the back of the legs, and you're unable to sit tall, then you're going to soften those knees again, okay? I just want to make sure that you don't have those legs fully extended and then you're here and you're like, I can't sit any taller. If that's the case, soften those knees and get yourself nice and tall. Extend the arms out, pull the belly button in. Now, inhale, reach the arms up by the ears. When you do this, I want you to pull your shoulder blades down your back so you're not bringing them up to the ears. You're pulling down in opposition as those fingertips reach to the sky, and then bring the arms parallel again. Adjust yourself. If you rounded through that spine or leaned back, come back to that strong seated position. Again, inhale, reach the arms up, pull the belly button in, pull the shoulders down the back, fire into those legs, and lower back down. 2 more times. Inhale. Inhaling through the nose, exhale through the mouth. One more here. Inhale, reach. Pull that tummy in and up, grow taller through the spine, and exhale down. Good. Now we're going to go into a C curve. So I want you to bend your knees again. This time, bringing the feet flat onto the floor, hug the abdominals in. Make certain that your feet aren't super close to you. You want them so far away where they feel like the toes are going to lift, but not so far that your toes actually do. Lug or hug. Hug the inner thighs together. Good. Sitting nice and tall. Inhale. And now exhale. You're going to round the spine and come just part way back. If this is challenging for you, you can always grab onto your thighs to help support you a little bit. But the goal here is to engage once again into those transverse abdominals. Think of the rib cage and the pelvis trying to come together so that you're really crunching into that front body. The back is nice and rounded. If you have bulging discs and that bothers your back to do this, you're gonna do what we do next. So let's round ourselves all the way up. So if you have lower back issues and that C curve is not comfortable for you, then you're gonna go back with a straight spine, which we're all gonna do right now. Sitting nice and tall, drawing that tummy in and up, inhale. And now exhale, pivot back with a straight spine. So you wanna make certain here that your body is in a nice straight line on that angle. So you're making a V shape and you are tightening that girdle. Don't let the back arch, okay? You gotta pull that tummy in and think of lengthening on that angle. And now pivot yourself up, sit nice and tall. Good, so that's where you're gonna go if you have those bulging discs. Otherwise, we're gonna go back into our C curve. Inhale, exhale, scoop that tummy in and come part way down. Good, so holding here, squeezing those abdominals in tight. You're gonna reach your right arm up by your ear. Pull the tummy in, shoulder down the back. Exhale, bring that arm back. And now the left. Inhale, reach, pull that tummy tight. And lower down. And the right. Inhale. And lower. Left. And lower. One more each side. Right. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Pull that tummy tight. If your back bothers you, take a break. Left. And lower. Now everybody come on up. Open the knees and stretch yourself forward. Give your spine a little bit of a break. So if your transverse and oblique abdominals and your rectus abdominis are weak, the back muscles are going to want to do a lot of the work. So over time, you're going to feel it a little bit less into the back and more into the front body, but you have to really, really work at it so that these muscles finally relax. Legs together, extend the arms out, sit tall. Inhale, we're coming back to our C curve. Exhale, scoop that tummy and come partway back. Okay, so hold it here. We're going to advance. So if it bothers your back, either hold here or do single arms. Pull the tummy tight. Inhale, reach both arms up. Now, squeeze the tummy in, and then exhale, bring those arms back down. Again, reach it. So you have to breathe into the chest rather than the belly. And exhale. Shh. Pilates breathing is a lot different than yoga. Pull that tummy in tight, and exhale. One more time here. Inhale, reach those arms up, squeeze that tummy in, and exhale. And then let's bring ourselves all the way up. Open the knees and stretch the spine. Let the forehead rest. Rock yourself side to side. Good. And now bring yourself up. Bring the legs together. We're going to round ourselves all the way down. So sitting nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, scoop the tummy in and round yourself all the way down to the ground. Good. Once you've come all the way down, you're going to inch yourself just a little bit closer towards your feet and then walk the feet in. You're going to find a double upside down V with your legs. So the feet are hip bone width apart, okay? So you got to locate the hip bones and then line the center of your knee way up with that, and then line the feet up with those knees, okay? You want to make certain that your feet are not out super wide, okay? You want them nice and aligned in the proper pelvic position. You're going to lift your upper back up, shoulder blades draw together so you have a nice open chest or a strong shoulder girdle, meaning those shoulder blades slide to the midline of the body or the spine. Then they pull away from the ears. Arms long by your side. You're going to close your rib cage in. So the tendency is when you pinch those shoulder blades together is to let the rib cage pop open. We don't want that, okay? You got to find that happy balance between a strong shoulder girdle and then a closed rib cage. So think of the rib cage. If you place your hands on either side of your rib cage, draw the ribs in so that your fingertips try and come together. Okay, then hold that there, reach the arms long by your side again. If you shifted the shoulders forward, find that balance. Pull the belly button in. You're in a neutral pelvis. A neutral pelvis means that the tailbone and sacrum are flat against the mat. You have a slight curve in that lumbar or lower back, and the heel of your hand, if you place it on your hip bones and then stack your fingertips on your pubic bone, if you curl up, that should be perfectly parallel when you look at it, okay? So those fingertips should not be higher than the heel of your hand. That's imprinting. And they shouldn't be lower. That's creating too much of an arch in that lumbar spine. So it's finding that happy balance in between again. Arms long, so neutral pelvis, shoulder girdle strong, back of the neck slides away from the ears. Inhale. And now exhale, you're going to imprint that spine. So now you're going to rock the pelvis so that the pubic bone comes higher than the hip bones. The tailbone lifts up off the mat, and you're engaging the abdominals, not the glutes. So don't squeeze your bottom right now. Squeeze the abdominals. Think of that belly button pushing down into the spine, pushing it into the floor. And then inhale, come back to that neutral pelvis. So find that slight arch of the back. Inhale again. Exhale, imprint that spine. Push that lower back firmly into the mat. Don't squeeze your bottom, squeeze your abdominals. And then back to neutral pelvis. One more time. Exhale, imprint that spine. Squeeze that tummy in tight. And then inhale back to your neutral pelvis. Beautiful. Then you're going to bring your fingertips to cradle your head. So we're going to do a cervical curl up, meaning we're lifting our head up off the mat. With that neutral pelvis, so make sure you're not imprinting the spine right now. Inhale, and then exhale, curl the head and chest up. So you're looking to the top of your knees with your eyes, not up to the sky. Your elbows are out wide and your fingertips are very lightly touching your head for support. No interlacing or pulling of the head. You have about a fist width between the chin and the collarbone, and you're pulling the belly button in tight.
Think of bringing the rib cage a little closer to your hips and trying to get your shoulder blades, your upper back off of the mat. And now lower the head and chest back down and rest. Again, inhale to prepare. Exhale, curl up. Squeeze that tummy in tight so you can curl up just a little higher, keeping that neutral pelvis, and then lower back down. 3 more. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. And lower. And curl up. Hold here. Take another small inhale. And now exhale, twist towards that right side. So think of that left shoulder blade lifting up and across, and you're pinching into the obliques on that right side. Now inhale, come back through center, but don't lower the head and chest up. Stay as high as you can. And now twist to the other side. Lift that chest up and across. Inhale, back through center, other side. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Curl up a little higher. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Pinching into that right oblique area. Back through center, curl up higher, and then to the left. And back through center and lower the head down. Release the arms long by your side. Bring one knee into your chest and then the other knee. Hands come behind the thighs. Gently rock yourself side to side. Beautiful. So at any point when we start doing our stomach series, if your neck really starts getting aggravated, just let the head come down and rest for a couple seconds and then try and get right back into it. Over time, as those stomach muscles get stronger, you're able to curl up a little bit higher, which takes that gravitational pull off of the neck muscles. They'll also get stronger to help support the head as well. So with those hands behind the thighs, take an inhale and exhale, curl the head and chest up. Now release the arms long by your ankles. Curl up just a little bit higher. I want you to take your right leg and I want you just to extend it straight up to the sky. Good. Curl up a little higher and then bend that knee back in. And now the left leg, lengthen it up. So get a little stretch into those hamstrings, curl up a little higher and bend it in. Now the right leg is going to go out at an angle. Good. See if you can curl a little higher. So it's about a 45-degree angle and bend the knee in. And now the left one, extend it out, curl up a little bit higher and bend the knee in. Now the right one again, lengthen it, take your right hand now, grab onto your left knee, curl up a little higher, pull that knee in towards the chest and bring both knees back in. And now the left leg goes long, left hand to that knee, curl up a little higher and bend it back in. Now we pick up the pace. Right goes out and then we switch. And switch. Good. So remember, if that neck is bothering you, let it come back down to the ground. So you want to make certain that the legs don't come too low, that the lower back is arching up off of the mat. You got to really keep that lower back firmly pressed into the floor. Now try and curl that head and chest back up again for me. Good. 2 more each leg. 1 more each leg. And bend the knee and let the head come down to rest. Beautiful job. Okay, so now that was our single leg stretch. We're going to go into our double leg stretch. Hands go behind the thighs. Inhale for me. Exhale, curl the head and chest up. Excuse me, single leg straight stretch, okay? Lengthen those legs up, also known as scissors. So those legs are reaching nice and long. If you have super tight hamstrings, they may be here. That's okay. Just do the best you can. Really try and fire into those quads. Curl up a little bit higher and then release your left leg. Take your hands, grab onto your calf muscle on that right leg. If you cannot reach it, then take your hands behind your thighs, just not behind the knee joint. See if you can curl up a little higher and pull this leg in for 2 little tugs. Tug, tug, and now switch legs. Right leg reaches, curl up a little higher, pull that left leg in. Tug, tug, and switch. And switch. So if your head starts to bother you or the neck, let the head come down, but bring the legs just a little bit more over the torso and away from the end of the mat. Back of the neck is nice and long, and then try and curl back up. And then reach that leg farther away from you. 2 more each leg here. Tug, tug, Pull that tummy in, curl up a little bit higher. Last leg, and bend the knees into your chest. Beautiful. Gently rock yourself side to side. Good, good. So that was your single straight leg stretch, otherwise known as scissors. Now we're going to do the double arm, double leg stretch. We're going to break it down, okay? So let's keep our head down to begin with. Knees to the chest, fingertips by your ankles. I want you to extend the arms and the legs straight up to the sky, and then bend the knees back in, bring the hands back to the ankles. Again, inhale, extend straight up and bend into the chest. Now, curl the head and chest up. Inhale, extend both the arms and the legs straight up and bend it back in. Curl up a little higher. One more like that, then we're going to add on. Inhale, reach, and exhale down. Good. Inhale, now both arms and legs up, but then reach the arms by the ears. Pull that tummy tight, and then bend back in. One more like that. Legs straight up, arms reach by the ears, and then bend back in. Now arms and legs straight up. This time legs go away from you. Pull the tummy in and bend, come in. One more like that. Arms and legs straight up, legs lengthen away, pull that tummy tight, and bend the knees and let the head rest. Okay, so now we're going to incorporate the two of them and then add on with sweeping arms. I'll walk you through it all. Inhale, knees to the chest, hands reaching to the ankles. Exhale, curl the head and chest up. Inhale, we're going to extend the arms and the legs out at the angle. Exhale, bend, bring the hands back to the knee or ankles. Good, curl up a little higher. Again, inhale, extend, pull the tummy tight. And exhale, bend. Two more like that. Inhale, reach, arms should be in your peripheral vision, not behind your head. And bend, come in. One more here. Inhale, extend, pull that tummy tight, squeeze the inner thighs together, and bend, let the head rest. Okay, last part of this. Your arms will sweep out wide as we bring those knees into the chest. This is the full expression of this exercise. Inhale. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, extend the arms and the legs. Hold the legs out. Sweep the arms around wide and then bend the knees in to start. Inhale, extend. And exhale, sweep around. Good, 3 more here. Pull the tummy in. 2 more. So remember, if it's too challenging, go back to what you could do and work it. Good. And then bend the knees into the chest. Good. Let that head rest. Gently rock yourself side to side. So we're going to go into our single leg circles to give our neck a break. Okay, so taking a break from our stomach series. I want you to take your left foot and place it on the floor. And then I want you to slide that left foot away, but keep the knee bent. So your foot should get to a point where those toes want to lift up. That's your stopping point. Then, with that right knee still tucked into your chest, I want you to reach your arms long by your side, press the elbows and lift the upper back up, pinch the shoulder blades together and then draw them together. And then close, settle yourself down and close the rib cage in. So we're in that proper shoulder girdle position. Then that right leg's gonna reach up. We're gonna keep this right knee soft, okay? Starting with the most basic of the exercise. Pulling the tummy in. This is all about keeping the pelvis and torso stable as we work into the hip joint and the thigh. You're going to inhale, let that right leg come just a little bit across that left side of the body, and then circle the leg down, bring it just a little bit out to the right side of the body, and then back up to where you started. Again, inhale, cross over the left just a little bit, keeping that right hip grounded. Draw a circle with that big toe, come a little bit to the outside of the body, and then back to center. 2 more here. Inhale. 1 more. Pull the tummy in. And now we're going to reverse directions. Open the leg slightly to the right. Sweep it down, bring it across to the left, and then back up to where you started. Again, open only to the width of the mat. Sweep it down, exhale, bring it back up to where you started. 2 more here. Pull that belly button in. Last one. And now bend that knee into the chest. Now you're going to lengthen your left leg long onto the floor. I want you to flex that left foot so the toes are straight up to the sky. Curl up and look to that left foot. Make sure your big toe is lined up with your belly button, okay? This leg is going to help stabilize you. Head comes back down, knee is still to the chest on that right leg, arms come long by your side. You're going to reach that right leg up, still with a soft knee. Inhale, cross over the left hip, draw that circle, exhale up for 4. Inhale, cross over, exhale, 3. One more here. And now reverse it. Open to the width of your mat, sweep it around, bring it up and pause it. Again, open. 2 more. Last one. Keep that left leg reaching long onto the floor and then bend that right knee into your chest. Okay, so now we're going to try it with a straight leg on that right side with an externally rotated hip. So take your hands behind that right thigh. That left leg is still flexed and actively reaching away from you. Extend your right leg up, okay? So if you have tight hamstrings and this straight leg is just not happening for you, then you're going to stay with that bent knee, okay? So with that right leg still held on by the hands, I want you to take the thigh and I want you to externally rotate it, okay? So that heel comes to the midline. The toes are extended out, but it's all coming from the hip joint. So that rotation is within this femur bone, the large thigh muscle or thigh bone. You're going to pull the tummy in, fire into that leg. So that quadricep is fired, and then release your arms by your side. Good. You're going to let the leg cross over, keep the right hip grounded, draw a circle, exhale, bring it up and reach it, fire into that quadricep. Again, inhale, cross over. Exhale up. 2 more this direction. Pull that tummy in. And now reverse it. Open to the width of your mat. Sweep it around. Bring it up and reach it for 4. 3. Remember to modify if you need to. 2. 1 more here. Should be getting a nice little burn in that quad. And then bend the knee into your chest. Fabulous work. Okay, so bring the other leg up. Both knees tuck and we're going to go to the other side. So starting with the most basic, right foot comes to the floor. Slide the foot away from you until you feel like those toes want to lift. That's where you're going to stop. Arms long by your side. Left knee stays into the chest. Then lengthen that left leg up with a soft knee. So slight bend. Pull the tummy tight, stabilizing with the core. Inhale, cross over that right hip. Draw a circle. Exhale up. And pause. Again. Squeeze the tummy in. 1 more this direction. Back of the neck is long. Now open to the left and circle around for 4. 3. Everything is perfectly still except for that leg moving within the hip joint. And 1, bend the knee into the chest, hand behind the thigh. Reach that right leg long, flex that foot, curl up. Line that big toe up with the belly button. So you want to make sure it's not way out to the mat. We want everything in line. Head comes back down. Pull the tummy tight, arms long by your side. Soft knee on that left leg. Inhale, cross over the right hip. Draw the circle, exhale up and pause. Again. Pull the tummy in, close that rib cage in. 1 more here. And now reverse it. Open to the width of your mat. Circle it across that right hip and up. Again. Use that exhale to pull that tummy tight, forcing the air out. 1 more. And then bend the knee into the chest. Good. Okay, so now we do the straight leg. That right foot is still fired up and pushing away. Left leg comes up to the sky, toe pointed. Externally rotate that thigh. So that inner thigh is now pointed towards the nose. You're rotating from the hip. I don't want your leg to be straight and then you try and turn the ankle. I want everything to rotate from the hip joint. Release the arm. Inhale, cross over, draw that circle, bring it up and pause it. Again, inhale to the right. Good, 2 more. Keep that right foot pushed out and away from you. And now open to the left, circle around. It's not a huge circle. If you ever have popping in the hip, 2 more here, make your circle smaller. Last one, and then bend the knee into the chest. Good job. Okay, bring both knees in. We're gonna go back into some more stomach series work. So bringing your knees into a tabletop position. So that means those knees are directly over the hips. You're in a neutral pelvis, okay? As soon as those knees come into the chest, you're in an imprint. That lower back is pushed in. For this, I want you in a neutral pelvis with those knees directly over. Your knees are at 90 degrees. If you were to place a serving tray on your shins with a glass of water, it would stay perfectly still, okay? No tilting of that glass. So if those feet come up, that means that that water's gonna spill on your face. You don't want that. This is all about pelvic control. Fingertips are gonna come back to your head. Take an inhale for me. Squeeze the inner thighs together, and then exhale, curl the head and chest up. Good, so this is a variation of our crisscross, similar to what we did earlier with our feet down. Inhale for me. Exhale, twist towards that right side, lifting that left chest up and across, and then come back through center, staying up. And then go to the other side. Back through center, and other side. Back through center, and twist. One more time each side. Back through center, and then lower the head down, grab onto the thighs, pull them in. So now we're gonna add some leg movement. We're gonna start with our head down just to get the hang of hinging from the hip. Find your neutral pelvis and tabletop again. Good, bring your fingertips to cradle your head, but keep your head down. Pull the belly button in tight. The right leg hinging from the hip, your toe's gonna tap down to the ground. So notice I'm not bending the knee, okay? The knee stays at 90 degrees. Pull the tummy in tight and bring that leg back up to meet the left. Again, pull the tummy in, left leg, tap it down, inhaling, exhale, bring it back up. Right leg again. And exhale, squeeze that tummy in. Left one. And exhale, good. Hold in tabletop, inhale for me. Exhale, curl the head and chest up. Good. Right leg, hinge from the hip and pull it back up. Left leg, hinge from the hip, pull the tummy tight and bring it up. Curl up a little bit higher. One more time each side. Inhale, right tap. Exhale up. Inhale, left tap. Exhale up. Now adding on. Right toe taps down. Right chest lifts up and across. Left knee stays in tabletop. Come back through center, bring the knees together. Left toe taps, left chest reaches up and across, right knee stays in tabletop, come back through center. Right toe taps, right chest lifts up and across, and back through center. Left toe taps, twist and lift, and back through center, legs hug together. One more time each side. Right toe, right chest, and center. Left, and center, and lower the head down, hug the knees in. Good. Okay, so now we're gonna go into our crisscross. We're gonna keep it nice and slow, and then pick up the cadence. So knees now come into the chest. So we are fully imprinting that spine the whole time. Fingertips once again, cradle the head with the elbows open wide. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, curl the head and chest up. Right leg now kicks out to 45 degrees. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can always let that leg come up, okay? So you're firing into that quadricep. You're curling up a little higher. That left knee is hugging in. Now you're gonna bring your right chest up and across to that left knee. See if you can curl up a little higher. And now come back through center, bringing both knees in. Left leg goes long, put some fire into that quadricep. And then take your left chest up towards that right knee. Keep the elbow wide. Your chest is coming to the knee. Come back through center, both knees tucked in. Right leg long, right chest lifts. Back through center, tuck knees in. Last one here, twist, twist, twist. And now we pick up the pace. Twist it and switch. So trying to stay as curled up as you can, rotating across the base of the shoulder blades, actively reaching those legs long. Reach the chest up to that knee. Fire into those legs like you're ringing a doorbell with your big toe. So you gotta push that foot away from you. 2 more each leg. Keep the knees hugged into the midline and then bend the knees into your chest. Fabulous work. Good. Okay. Rocking yourself side to side. So we are going to start with a double leg lower lift modification and then work our way up to it. So keeping your head down, arms long by your side, shoulder blades pinched together. I want you to find your tabletop position. Then I want you from your tabletop to try and push your lower back into the floor. It's a challenge. Keep that lower back pushed in. Keep the 90 degrees. Lower the legs just an inch or 2 away from you. Hug the lower abdominal area in, and then exhale, move those legs back to your tabletop. Again, inhale, shift away, pull the tummy in tight, small movement, really hugging the abdominals in and pushing the lower back in. Exhale, bring those knees back up. 2 more here. Inhale, pull that tummy in, small movement. Do not let the back lift up off the mat. Exhale, bring it back up. 1 more time. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now we're going to curl our head and chest up, which is going to make it easier to keep the back flat against the mat. Actively reach the arms long by your side. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl the head and chest up. So that imprint will be easier, which means we can move our legs a little bit farther down. If you need to support your head, you can always bring a hand behind the head. Tabletop, inhale, hinge from the hips, squeeze those inner thighs, pull that tummy in. Exhale, bring it back up to tabletop. Good. Again, inhale, hinge from the hips, squeeze the inner thighs, pull that tummy in, flatten that back. Exhale up. 2 more here. Inhale, pull the tummy in, exhale it up. Last one. Inhale, squeeze that tummy tight, and exhale, bring it up. Let the head rest, hug the knees into the chest. Good. So now we're going to do it with our straight legs. So the full expression of the exercise. So the important thing here is that the back stays firmly pressed against the floor and that you only let your legs go down without lifting the back or letting the belly release and pooch up. You got to hug the abdominals in. This is a challenge. Getting used to inhaling as you're pulling the tummy in is a challenge. So the more you can practice, even if that belly button pulls in just a smidgen, it's going to make a huge difference in the long run, okay? So fingertips reaching along by your side, knees to the chest. Inhale. Exhale, curl the head and chest up. Good. Now, lengthen your legs up to the sky. Let's grab onto those thighs real quick and pull ourselves up just a little bit more, really trying to get the shoulder blades off of the floor. And then release. Your legs are glued together, okay? Inhale, lengthen the legs just a little bit away. Pull the tummy in. Exhale, bring them straight back up. You can always support your head if you need to. Again, inhale, see if you can get a little lower without letting that belly pooch up. Exhale, bring those legs straight back up. Again, inhale, challenge yourself. Go a little bit lower. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Exhale, bring it up. 3 more here. Inhale, reach. Remember to support the head if you need. Squeeze those tummies in. And exhale up. Last 2. Inhale. Last one. And bend the knees into your chest. Beautiful work. Good. Okay, bring the feet flat to the floor. Shoulder blades are pinched together. Arms long by your side, finding that hip width apart with those feet in your double upside down V. We're going to do a quick stretching bridge. So, shoulder blades pinched together, rib cage closes in. Inhale, belly button draws in tight. Exhale, imprint that spine. Now, squeeze your bottom, push your feet equally into the mat, and peel your spine and pelvis up towards the sky, 1 vertebrae at a time, till you come to your shoulder blades, okay? You don't want to be resting everything on your neck, okay? Those shoulder blades are nice and solid into the floor and drawn together, fingertips reaching to the heels. Feet are equally pressed into the mat. Make sure you don't roll to the outside of the feet. You want those big toes to really press in. Pull the belly button in and then squeeze the hips up just a little bit higher. Good. So really engaging into your gluteus maximus. Take another inhale here. And now exhale, slowly start pressing one vertebrae into the floor. I want you to think of that tailbone resisting coming down. So you're rounding through that spine. Unless you have bulging discs in the back, you want to make sure you stay in a neutral pelvis, which we're going to do next, okay? So neutral pelvis, pelvic lift. Inhale, having that lower spine slightly lift up. Exhale, you're just lifting your hips up, okay? So there's no rounding or articulating of the spine. So if you have lower back issues with those bulging discs, this is what you want to stick with. And then you just let the hips come back down. Good, and we're going to come back to do those. But we're going to do a couple more articulations of the spine for those who can. So neutral pelvis, inhale. Exhale, imprint that spine and peel yourself up, squeezing. Think of the tailbone trying to reach to the back of those knees until you come all the way up to your bridge. Inhale again at the top. And then exhale, slowly roll yourself down, one vertebrae at a time. We're doing that one more time. Inhale, neutral pelvis. Let that lower spine arch up. Exhale, rock the pelvis, imprint that lower back, firmly push it into the ground, and then squeeze into the bottom, push the feet into the mat as you peel yourself up. Inhale at the top, and then exhale, slowly roll down. That tailbone is resisting coming down. It's still trying to reach to the back of those knees. One vertebrae at a time. Beautiful. Once you come back to your neutral pelvis, we're going to stay in a neutral pelvis. And we're just going to pop our hips up. Inhale for me. Exhale, pop our hips up. Squeeze into the bottom. So it's an extension of the hips, meaning those hips lift, which means that the gluteus maximus has to really engage. And now tap the hips back down. Again, lift, squeeze the bottom, and tap. 8 more here. Squeeze the bottom, and tap. Good. 7, and lower. Exhale, 6, keeping those feet equally pressed into the mat, including the big toes. 5, don't let the knees open wide, hip width apart. 4, good. 3, really squeezing into the bottom. 2, last one here, hold. Good, so we're just holding for about 10 more seconds, and then we're gonna do little pulses. If the lower back bothers you, think of bringing the hip towards the rib cage and tuck the tailbone. So elongate into that lower back. If it still bothers you, just come down just a little bit. Now we're going to pulse those hips up. Squeeze and lower. Lift and lower. Good. 7 more here. 7. Make sure those knees stay parallel. Squeeze into the bottom. 5. Good. 4. Back of the leg should be firing. 3. 2. Last one here. And now lower the hips all the way down. Fabulous. Bring the knees into the chest. Hug them in and gently rock yourself side to side. Good. We're going to roll onto our side. So just go ahead, roll towards the video and scooch yourself back. Okay? So you're going to let your bottom arm extend out so that your head is resting down. We're going to start with some leg circles and move our way up a little bit in advancement. I want you to stack your legs, okay? So your body's in a nice straight line and you're lined up with the back of the mat. Your feet are stacked and they both are flexed, okay? So those heels are pushing out and the toes are drawing towards your nose. Your top hand is gonna come onto your top hip. Then I want you to lift your top leg up, okay? So it's just coming straight out from the hip. It's not way up here, it's just straight out. Then I want you to push that hip away. So try and get that top leg a little bit longer than the bottom one. So you're nice and active. That lower waistline lifts up a little bit off of the mat. You pull your belly button in and then you're gonna bring your hand just in front of you to help stabilize you. Keeping the toes and the top of the knees straight forward, you're gonna give me little circles with that leg. Good, any direction, you choose it. We're holding here for about 10 more seconds and then we're gonna reverse directions. So once again, think of the femur bone rotating within the hip socket, okay? working all the stabilizing muscles and pulling the tummy in tight. And now reverse directions. Good. Make sure the toes stay straight forward. Good. You got about 10 more seconds here. Keeping that body nice and still. Good. And now pause that leg, okay? Keep it up and active, reach it a little longer, and now little pulses up and down. It's a small movement. Really actively lengthen the foot away from you. No floppy legs. Everything should be firing here. Good. You have 5 more seconds. Keep those legs moving. Nice. And now let that leg rest down. Bend your knees a little bit in. Take that top hand, push it onto the floor, and then lift up onto your bottom arm. So your elbow is coming directly below your shoulder joint, and your hand comes straight forward. You can turn the palm down or have the palm facing towards the end of your mat, whichever's most comfortable for you. You are in a nice long line. So what the tendency is for people when they first start doing this is to sink into the shoulder. That is a huge no-no, okay? I'd rather you come to lay down with the arms straight out just like we just did, rather than sink into the shoulder. You need to think of the back muscles pulling you up and then pull the ear and shoulder away from each other so that you're not firing into this trapezius muscle, okay? Don't come here. Lift. This is part of the workout, is to use that upper back area to help support you. Then you're going to take your top leg and you're going to reach it long. Your hips are stacked. That bottom knee is going to be bent to begin with for support. Your top arm, let's bring it up by your ear, okay? Unless your neck bothers you, you can always just let the arm rest down on your side. We're going to do the same thing we did before. So you're going to lift that leg up. This is going to challenge a little bit more of your obliques and the upper back as well. So fingertips either here or hand resting on that thigh. Make sure the toes are straight forward. So right now you should be feeling it right here. Go ahead, small circles. Good. We have 15 seconds here. Pulling that tummy in. Don't sink into that shoulder. Lift, lift, lift. If you don't feel strong enough to do it, then lay flat onto that floor. And now reverse directions. Keep the toes straight forward. Don't let it open to the ceiling. Straight forward. Good. Almost there. Lift up out of that shoulder, push that floor away from you, and now pause it here and little pulses up. Good, 15 seconds. Lift up out of that shoulder, pull that tummy in tight. Good, you should be feeling it into the obliques here. We have 5 more seconds. And now let that leg rest down. Beautiful. Take that top hand, push it onto the floor, bend that top leg in, push yourself up. And let's flip the legs to come to do the other side. So, bottom arm all the way out. Good. Lined up with the back of the mat. Hips are stacked, feet are stacked and flexed. Pull the tummy in, place that hand on the hip, lift that top leg up, then push it away from you. Good. Draw that belly button in and then place that hand on the floor in front of you for stability. Ready? Small circles. Choose a direction and stick with it. 15 seconds here. Good. Push through that heel. Really try and keep your body from moving. That's where the core comes into play. Drawing that tummy in tight to help stabilize. And now reverse directions. Remember to keep those toes straight forward. Push through that heel. Elongate that leg away from the torso. 5 more seconds, then we'll pause in 3. And now pause. Good. Check the pelvis. Reach that leg long and little pulses up and down. 15 seconds. Good. Nice. Working in that hip. Outer thigh. Firing into that quad. Pushing that heel out and away. And now let the leg rest. Beautiful. Bend the knees in. Push yourself up and come onto that forearm. So once again, lining the joint up. You want to make certain that you're not too far away from that elbow or too far over. It's all about joint alignment here. Bottom knee stays bent in, top leg goes long, okay? So adjust yourself. Remember,
no sinking. Lift, push that floor away. Create lots of space between the ear and the shoulder. Top arm comes up or rests on the leg. Lift that leg up. Check your foot. Make sure it's not opened to the sky. That opens the hip up. We want a nice stacked hip. Ready? Small circles for 15 seconds. Good. Pull that tummy in. Push that floor away. Good. 5 more seconds, then we reverse directions. And now reverse directions. Good. Working within that hip joint. Reach that leg long. Flex that foot. Nice. Don't sink into that shoulder. And now pause. Pull the tummy in. Lift up out of that shoulder and pulse the leg up. 15 seconds here. And then we're done with this. We're going to do a little back extension work and then we'll be all finished up. Good. Almost there. Yes, you should be feeling it into the waistline. 5, 3, and now lower that leg down. Beautiful. Bend that knee in. Push yourself up. And we're going to come to lay flat onto our stomachs. So turn yourself. I promise a mermaid stretch at the very end, so we'll stretch into those waistlines. You're going to come all the way down onto the ground. You're going to place your forehead on the mat. Reach the legs long. So kind of wiggle your hips away from your rib cage so you create lots of space into that front body. Your toenails are flat on the ground. You're going to bend your elbows and bring your palms onto the floor just to the side of your shoulders, maybe a little above them. So with that forehead down, I want you to elongate the legs. I want you to push the tops of your feet into the mat, squeeze your bottom, pull the belly button in and up, and then gently press the hands into the mat, lifting the head and chest. The elbows will hover over the ground, and then lower yourself back down. Again, squeeze the bottom, press the pelvis into the mat, pull the tummy in and up, press the hands into the floor. Inhale, lift the head and chest. Even come up a little higher. And exhale, lower down. So those elbows stay bent. They're just hovering over the ground. One more time. Press that pelvis into the mat, pull the tummy in and up, press the feet into the floor, and then lift through that head and chest. And then lower back down. Beautiful. Bring those arms long by your thighs. Turn your palms up to the sky. Reach the arms up and then pinch the shoulder blades together. Press the pelvis into the mat. So squeeze into the bottom again. Pull that tummy in and up. Press the feet into the floor. Inhale, lift the head and chest slightly off the mat. So we're working into our back extensor muscles. Now we're going to pulse the arms up to work into our triceps. So think of giving the ceiling high tens. So pulse it up. Working into those triceps, pulling that tummy in tight, pressing the feet into the floor. In 5 seconds, we're going to lift the legs. So we're going to pause first. So pause with the arms. Arms are still up and active. Squeeze the bottom and then lift the legs. Try and keep the knees elongated. Don't bend. Fire into that back body and then pulse the arms up again for 10. Good. 5, 3, and now hold here. Pull the tummy in and up. Lift the head and chest a little higher and lower yourself down. Beautiful. Bend those hands back. Bring them towards the chest. Elbows tuck in tight by the side. I want you to dig your knees, lift your hips, and then use your upper body to push yourself back into child's pose. Nice. Reaching those arms nice and long, letting that spine release. If you're not used to doing back extension work, the lower back may be screaming at you right now. So take this time just to let it relax. Good. Over time, the screaming will become less and less. Nice. And now gently bring yourself up. We're going to come into a seated position to do a mermaid stretch. So what's going to happen is you're going to take your right leg and you're going to bend it to the outside. If you have a bad knee and this position is just not comfortable for you, you can always straighten that leg out, okay? You're not going to get as intense of a stretch, but it still will work for you, okay? So with that right knee bent to the side, left foot in front. You're gonna grab onto that right shin with the right arm. You're gonna take your left arm up. Pull the tummy in, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, I want you to lift the rib cage up and away from the hip, and then gently lengthen it over. Good, so create space in the side body and round up and over an imaginary ball. Good, one more breath here. Good, and now bring yourself up, turn yourself towards that thigh, or the shin. Take your left hand to your left knee, right hand to that ankle. And then you're just gonna let yourself drape over that thigh. Pull the tummy in and pull the shoulders away from the ears. So if you have a straight leg, that leg is out, your hands are on the floor, and you're just rounding over. Good. And then gently bring yourself all the way back up. We're gonna flip our legs. Good, so the left shin is bent or that leg is straight out, right foot to the inner thigh. You're gonna go ahead and grab onto that left shin, right arm up, shoulders down, inhale. Exhale, reach it up, and then lengthen it over. Good. Pull the tummy in, open through that side body, stretch. Beautiful. And then bring yourself up, turn yourself towards that shin or the floor, little twist, inhale, and then exhale, just round yourself over. Good, pull those shoulders away from the ears, open into that spine, especially on that right hand side of the back. Good. And then bring yourself up and go ahead, unwind the legs, cross the legs in front of you, and give yourself a hand for an awesome workout. I hope you enjoyed it. So please remember, if you have not subscribed, do so you'll get the notification on when my next workout comes, and spread the word, tell your friends. Definitely stay healthy, stay strong, keep challenging your body no matter what age you are, and just be in good health. May God bless you. See you again soon.